Hello, welcome back to the channel. While I think of ways to keep your attention, we are doing Brutus, a very easy, it's a defensive machine, a little bit different to what we've normally been doing. I will basically be reading logs, analyzing them, and determining what kind of happened. I would say it's almost like incident response, but not really responding, you're kind of just analyzing. And we're kind of sidetracking. I was doing unified. I promise this is going to come out soon. I'm just completely roadblocked. For some reason, Hack the Box is maybe having problems. The web server isn't reachable. Any command I run, like I haven't run nmap anymore and was working before. And it's not me. I think I changed my VPN like 4 times. I restarted all the machines. It's something else externally. So we are doing Brutus so we can get some videos out to you guys. And so we're going to start off. We download the file already. So if I just ls, you can see it's already downloaded. All you have inside is the auth.log and wtmp file. We need to convert the wtmp file, and if you want to just like download the zip, you do this, and then it gives you like a prompt for the password, and you give them the password. So where I would like to start is I would just like to essentially show you the auth.log, and that's pretty easy. Just cat the auth.log, and you can see it's quite a lot of well, not a lot of logs, it's actually quite short. But you can read, so this is the date, this is the time, and then you have an IP address. The lucky thing about this IP address is there's really no different, like the IP address is always the same. And that's mostly because this is a server IP address. So there's quite a few things I want to initially have a look at. The first thing it's going to ask is, what IP address is used by attacker to carry on the brute force attack. There's 2 files, obviously. We have the auth.log. We also have this wtmp log, which you can use utmpdump, but in like new models, I found maybe like 6 Hack the Box and other queries about people just asking about utmpdump. And basically, reading these old files isn't really a thing anymore because apparently they've like converted some sort of database storage these files. Basically just like it's a different standard now is how I would describe it. So utmpdump was removed from like the new packages. Like if you download the same package, it's Linux util, I think. If you download it doesn't have utmpdump. And the same with if you do last F with like the F command also doesn't work. So I literally just went to some guy's write-up. I didn't look at the write-up. I literally just copied it. It's at the start. He had this data at the start. So we're going to use this to research. And I've listed out at the bottom like what each field means. So, but first, I guess to answer the brute force question, we don't really need to do anything too crazy. We just have a quick look. So you have a lot of Confluence sessions, and I'm pretty sure Confluence sessions are just like, well, not process, like threads, running threads. No, they're scheduled tasks. Okay, sorry, I lied. Scheduling tasks to be executed sometimes in the future. So I guess it could be a thread, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But yes, yeah, so there's scheduled tasks. So we're just not, like, there's no red flags if there's a bunch of Confluence jobs. What really we want to look at here is we have an authorized command root, and that fails, but then it's accepted. And this is, of course, the IP address that was accepted from. Session, open, new session. So basically, what I want to say here is this is not too saucy. Maybe it fails one time, and then you put the right password in. I really wouldn't call this a, brute force attack. And then if we read like this stuff here, most of this is irrelevant because this is the wrong day. It really only starts here where you care about it. And we can see like 2.03.101.190.9 like has connected many times. So I'm not too like essentially suspicious about that at all. So then we're going to come back and keep scrolling down. So there's just a bunch more Confluence jobs. So nothing crazy there. But then here we actually start getting into something. So we have invalid user ID, admin, from this IP address. I'm just going to copy this IP address. because I think this is actually where it's happening. And then we get disconnect, and then we get disconnect. Beginning max startups throttling, drop connection from hashtag 10 on this, and then again this is server ID. And then again we have invalid user. They've changed the port, I believe. And then check pass unknown, invalid user, check pass unknown, failed. So this user right now is doing a lot of authentication checks and failing a lot of times. So we are going to certainly say that that is some sort of brute force attack, and we're going to submit it and see if that's correct. Okay, awesome. That was correct. The brute force attempts were successful and the attacker gained access to an account on the server. What is the username of the account? So I'm going to quickly just run through, make sure I find it, and then we'll come back in a second. So it wasn't too hard to find. You can see basically after a bunch of attempts you get this, it says new session of 34 of user root. So obviously the answer is root, and we can kind of verify. I just want to show you some cool, if this lets me drag up some. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna scroll up. So we know that at 19 minutes, the actual admin logged in. And then this is kind of corroborated by the fact that we can look here and we can see at the time of the actual admin login, which is this one here, we can see that he logged in on 23rd March, 6th of March 2024 at this 6/19/55. Then we can see that this new IP address also logged in with root and then somehow became ID7. Alright, my friend's playing Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order. Also came on at 32:45. So 32:45 is pretty similar to the time we see this new session ID. I'll just scroll back down again, which is here, and that was at 1:31:40. So anyway, I'm gonna write root. I kind of made that whole entire speech because we need the next part for this part here. So identify the timestamped attack. This would be in the wtmp artifact. This basically, wtmp just kind of shows you login details. And of course, like I said, we know it's this one here. Okay, awesome. And now the next question is SSH logins, sessions attract and assign a session number upon login. Was a session number assigned to attacker's session from the user account from question 2? So we know root, login sessions, we're given a session login number. So let me just have a quick, we can do this together, it's not going to be too hard. So session ID, I don't think it will be this because it's got a double X, and this looks a little bit too long to be. Yeah, okay, it's probably too long. So we're gonna have a quick look back here. 34. It could be 411. New session of, no, it says 34. The session is 34. Oh, what? Okay, hold on, I'll be back and I'll work this out. So I did do a little bit of digging. I really just I can't tell you why it's not session 34. I mean, it feels like he logs in here, but then continues the attack for some reason. And then also logs in as 37. But there was no, like I said before, there was no legitimate admin login in this time period. So you have to assume that this 34 here is his connection. But it's not. So yeah, anyway. So what it is obviously 37 is the new session of the root user, because that's the most current one. Let's just say he got kicked out for some reason. I don't know. He got kicked out. But inherently, I kind of disagree. It said from question 2, and question 2 I answered with 34, so maybe my question 2 is wrong. But so the other added a new user as part of the strategy and gave this user hi. Okay, so in case you didn't see it already, he makes a new user here called Cyber Junkie. I'm just gonna write that out, it's not too hard. Cyber Junkie. And then we have to jump into basically what's the MITRE attacks. This is a framework, sub-technique ID used for persistence by creating a new account. So I found the MITRE attack framework. So basically create account, it's under enterprise, and then that's techniques. And if you scroll, it's under persistence. I believe it's a local account if I just pull up what local account means. Adversaries may create a local account to maintain access to victim systems, configured by an organization for use by users, remote services. This is what he did. I read domain. It doesn't sound like domain. Domain requires Active Directory and cloud. Like, no, no cloud. So basically, what that means is this is T1136.001. Submit that. And now we have to jump to what time did the hacker's first SSH session end according to auth.log. So first SSH session means there was 2, which means if, okay, I'm going to start at the 34. Basically, I want to start at 34 because I want to see if my claim was correct, that 34 was in fact his session, and they just want time. Year, month, date. So that's not going to be that. It will likely have to be here. I have a slight feeling that it could be this one. I feel like this is a exit. We'll just have a quick verification check. If it's not, I guess it's really easy to fix, but I do believe this is him leaving the system. Give it a T and submit that. Awesome. So that was in fact him leaving the system. That makes sense. It's login and logout, I believe, and yeah. So that, I mean, realistically, this couldn't have been anyone else. So yeah, what time did the first SSH session end? That makes sense. And then to verify the time, it was at 37. Then the attacker logged into their backdoor account and utilized their higher privileges to download a script. Was the full command executed using sudo? So that's pretty simple. I'm just gonna like raw dog and find the script. Command equals I believe this is the command here. I mean, it looks like they ran it. Is it the GitHub? I believe it is the GitHub. So this would be. Oh. Yeah, okay, it says download a script, so it has to be this one. Because the other one, like, the other one's just a cat. Here you can see just like user/bin/cat, and then they look at what etc/shadow is. But this is the one where they actually download, something. I don't know what Monty security is. I should probably have a look at that. It's kind of cool. But this is the answer. And awesome. So we basically did, I didn't even know this is called Sherlock, the Brutus Sherlock. It's retired. We sold on the 6th of Feb. This is my Sherlock rank. I'm sorry I did something different today. We really just couldn't do the starting point, and I wanted to upload the video. So if you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully we can pick up the views a little bit. They did fall off, but regardless, I'll keep making contact. Something will hit eventually. So I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.